All right, all right. Welcome to the show. This is the Carpool Dead podcast. I'm your host, and I'm right now parked in a school pickup that feels longer than an NFL overdrive. And I'm sitting here thinking, this carpool life, this is where character is built. Not in the gym, not in the boardroom, in a car. Because if you could keep your sanity while someone is eating goldfish in your seat and another kid is yelling, "He touched me! He pulled my hair! Stop!" You could do anything. Today, I want to introduce myself and talk about carpool dad life, parenting, and some, crazy, crazy stuff. This is all new to me. Trying something different here. And I hope you guys could come along for this fun experience that we'll be doing. So, you know what carpool really is? It's a daily huddle. Every morning, afternoon, your team loads into a vehicle, emotionally exhausted, physically hungry, and mentally unstable. That's the scouting report, by the way. You know, just think about it. One kid had a great day, one kid got roasted at lunch, one kid forgot homework and assignment, and now you're the villain. And you, as a dad, are the coach. Not a screaming coach, not clipboard coach. I'm talking about steady voice coach. Because the way you talk in the car after school, that sticks. Think about that. If your words are, "Why didn't you? What happened? You shouldn't have," you just turn the ride home into a film study. Sometimes the coaching is, "Get in, buckle up, who's hungry?" Now think about it. That's leadership. Here is what I've learned. Motivation doesn't come from speeches. It comes from consistency. Your kids don't need a TED talk. They need you to show up every practice, every game, every random Tuesday. And look, I love sports. Really do. I really do. But sports are just practice for life. Because what is sports? You lose, you learn, you try again. That's adulthood with a scoreboard. Guys, come on, think about that. When your kid strikes out or misses a shot, they don't need, "You got to do better next time." They need, "I saw you hustle." Effort is the stats that matters. Because one day, that kid isn't missing a shot. They're missing a promotion. They're missing a relationship. They're missing confidence. And what they remember is, did that only care when I won? Or did it care when I tried? Parenting isn't a game. It's a season. It's a long season for some of us. Actually, it's like 20-year season with no halftime show and unlimited laundry. That's kind of disturbing as I'm actually thinking about that. But every season has bad games. Your kid will talk back, fail a test, make a dumb decisions. I'm still making dumb decisions. Say something wild in public, and that's when dads have to remember. You don't bench your kid for the life because of one bad play. You coach them up. Correction without connection. That's just yelling. But correction with connection that builds trust. Sometimes the best discipline is think about it, say it. Say it with me. I'm disappointed, but I'm still here. That hits harder than any punishment. These little humans, they think these moments are so important. When you say something like that to them, it will mean the world. Let's get to sports for a second. You ever notice how the best athletes don't blame the refs? They say, I gotta play better. That's the lesson we want our kids to learn. All these good, amazing players, when they ask about a play or something, they don't specify on that play. They think, how can I make the team better? How can I get better? That's the lesson we want our kids to learn. Not teacher hates me, coach is unfair, life is rigged. But what can we control? What can he control? What can I control? Effort, attitude, work ethics. That's the Holy Trinity. And guess where the kids learn that? Not in school, not in YouTube or social media. From us, from how we talk about our boss, traffic, bills, the other drive who cuts us off, the other driver, sorry, that cuts us off. If your kids hears everyone's against me, they live like victims. If they hear we'll figure it out, they'll live like leaders. Let's be honest though. We carpool dads are built different. We know which kid likes which snack, which kid will cry over which song. God, these songs, unbelievable. Doesn't matter how many playlists I create, there's always one song. Which kid needs the AC and which kid is fine. We're basically Formula One pit crews with emotional training. And is why the kids only ask deep life questions when you're backing up, turning on the wrong lane, or trying not to hit a cone. Dad, what happens when we die? God, that conversation is something. Then you gotta look at him and say, buddy, I'm merging. And he's like, huh? Come on, who hasn't been there? Trying to get out of that crazy questions? I've been a lot. But those moments, they matter. Because kids don't need the perfect answer. They need available dads. Now let me talk to dads for a second here, guys. Come on. You matter more than you think. Your voice becomes their inner voice. Your habits become their normal. If you work hard, they learn to work. If you quit easy, they learn to quit. If you show respect, they learn respect. And I know it's exhausting. Work all day, practice at night, homework, dinner, repeat. But here's the truth. These rides don't last forever. One day you drive home alone and you miss the noise, the mess, the chaos. So don't waste this season being angry about traffic. Use it to build people. I'll leave you with this. One day, your kid won't remember the score, the trophy, the start line. They'll remember, did that show up? Did Dad listen? Did Dad believe in me? That's the legacy. Not rings, not wins, not titles, character. And if all you did today was drive them, feed them, listen to them, you won. That's a championship day. All right, Carpool Crew. That's it for today's episode of Carpool Dad Podcast. If you're listening in a pickup line, I salute you. If you're listening on a commute, don't forget the snacks. If you're listening at home, go hug your kid. Because this season, it's short and we're coaching for life. I'll catch you next ride.